Shalom. I'd like to start off by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushua Ba'Shem, Rakakadash, double honor to teachers, elders, and the boss of great millstone, and likewise, brothers, so they're putting on this truth. Faithfully, fearlessly feeding the sheep, and to you, brothers and sisters, are tuning in. Shalom. And you saw in the first opening scene there with the book of Habakkuk 2 and 3, which says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." And the Lord Yahweh has promised what? Death and destruction, okay, as a recompense on this wicked queendom, Great Babylon America, which includes all the nations, okay, the tribes that are here, okay, in this cauldron, okay, which include the tribe of Israel, the Yashrala, so-called Black Americans and Latinos. Because at the time of basking, relaxing, strolling, nonchalantly, socializing, with everybody, that is going to be coming to the end real soon. And in place, okay, of all of this jollity is going to be what? Daymare, nightmare, okay, a new normal, okay, that's going to become the Great Babylon America before the end comes to this place. Let's go into the book of Isaiah 13 and start on verse 11, because we're going to start off with these nightmares that's going to be coming to this place, okay, which is going to really be that judgment coming from the Lord, Yahweh Shai Shai, okay, with the hands, okay, of Esau, the so-called white man, okay, as the instrument, okay, of executing these judgments, okay, on the wicked here in Great Babylon America. And it says, "And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity, all their wickedness. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease." That's you so-called white people, okay? And all you other nations, okay, that's looked with disgust upon the tribe of Israel, Yashrala, us so-called Black Americans and Latinos. And it says, "And I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man more than the golden wedge of Ophir." And that's a whole different lesson to go into, the destruction that's going to come on these simps, okay, these little sissy boys, these men that have women walking over them, these men that don't stand up for righteousness, okay, these weak, pedophile men, okay, these sodomites, okay, that bow down to this wicked, okay, Shesquatch, this caveman, Esau, the so-called white man, okay. The Lord is going to destroy all of you, so much to the point, okay, that there's going to be very few men that's going to be left for these women to turn to, which is going to be only the righteous men that he chooses. Continuing, it says, "Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Shai, and in the day of his fierce anger. And it shall be as a chase roe, and as a sheep that no man take it up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone into his own land." Okay, now let's pause here for a second, because a lot of you think that somehow you're going to be working together. Okay, we get along together, we go to the PTA meetings, and, our children, play in the playgrounds, and, we're neighbors, and, we know how to get along and get things going. We organize a lot of events at work and all that stuff. That's not going to be the case, okay? Because you have 18 tribes here, and guess what? Each tribe, okay, is going to do what? They're going to turn to each other, okay, because this is going to be a tribal war. Remember, they always talk about the civil war that's going to be coming here? Okay, you're going to have that so-called race war, okay, which is really a tribal war that's going to be coming here on Great Babylon America. That's part of the judgment. So, no, you're not going to be getting along here, okay? Let's continue. It says, "Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword." Now, you have, including 2/3 Jakes, okay, clinging on to Esau, the so-called white man, his ways, his every words, all of his promises, okay, and they're going to try to side with the so-called white man. But again, they forgot, Genesis 27:41, which Esau, the Edomites, the so-called white people, have said in their heart that they're going to murder, okay, Jacob, which is the tribe of Israel, the so-called Black Americans and Latino, the 12 tribe of Israel, okay. On that chart that we show you out there on the highway and the byway, they're going to try to murder, okay, everyone, okay, that is a member of that tribe, okay. So there's not going to be any type of collusion that's going on. And these other nations, okay, that used to collude with Esau and benefited, the Moabites, the Ammonites, the Hamites, okay, the Elamites, the Ishmaelites, okay, they're all going to have to join forces with each other in order to go through this battle royal and this cauldron that's going to be taking place here, because this is how the Lord is going to be bringing the judgment, okay, on this earth, okay, and in the center, okay, place of this judgment is going to take place here in Great Babylon, America. So, Jake, there's not going to be any hiding, okay, there's not going to be cooning your way out of this judgment. Again, the Lord said, what? He's going to start with the house of Israel, okay, when he starts his judgment. When we go into the book of Jeremiah 51 and start verse 8, okay, it says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed? We would have healed Babylon, but she's not healed. Forsake her and let us go, everyone in its own country. See, the Lord is going to create that separation the way it's supposed to have been. Okay, remember, back in the day, when everybody was, when they were building the Tower of Babel, where they're trying to, join everybody together. Okay, the Lord did what? Confounded the language and separate everybody, because we were never meant, okay, to join, okay, with these other nations. And I'm talking about Israel here, okay, Yasharala, so-called Black Americans and Latino, okay, and it says, for her judgment reaching unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. So the Lord right now, he can see, he can smell the wickedness, the perverseness that's here in Great Babylon, America, okay, and we as the righteous people are supposed to be separated, okay, from these wicked doggone demons, these Sasquatch, these cave people, okay, the wicked of the earth, okay, the sons of perdition, okay, Esau, the so-called white man, okay, which is these so-called white people, or Caucasian, as they like to call themselves, okay, and what other corporate names that they have for themselves on this earth. Let's go into the book of 2nd Esdras 16 and 21, because of course you can come out all day, and talk about this, and the 2/3 are never going to listen, and as the apostle Ramla came out today and spoke in a video, we are not to really worry about it. Don't worry about the fact that nobody's listening to us, so we feel like we're preaching to the wind and whatever case like that. The Lord has a remnant that's going to turn to him, so that remnant is few, okay? So don't look for the vast crowd to look and go, oh wow, I understand what you're saying, I'm going to listen, okay? Because they're not meant to listen, okay? This is supposed to be hidden from them, because they trust, okay, in the lies, okay, of the gods of this earth, which is Esau, the so-called white man. Let's go to the book of 2nd Esdras 16:21. It says, behold, victual shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they should think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evil grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Now, you got those who are sitting in a good place right now. They have a roof over their head. They got a little savings, a little 401k. They can actually go and buy, the $5 or $6 gas and fill up their car, still go for dinner every night, and all is going well for them, because you know what? They're not feeling the pinch and the pain, okay, that the lowly is feeling, okay, which is Yasharala, Israel, so-called Black Americans and Latino, who are constantly in depression, basically from the day you were born, okay, because this is part of that judgment from pursuing the Deuteronomy 28, okay, where the Lord said he's going to put us in these situation, but he's also going to redeem us from these situation. So all these tribes here, okay, feel like they're in a good case right now, and Jakes, who are doing pretty well, who's associated with these tribes, in particular the ones who are cooning up to Esau, the Edomite, the so-called white man, okay, they don't feel like this warning, okay, is meant for them, because they're in the world, okay, and the Lord has given that warning, okay, to those who are in the world, okay, to be aware that the judgment is going to come, and Babylon is falling as we see it right now, okay, and that suddenness of it is going to come when people least expect it. Let's go into the book of 2nd Esdras 6 and verse 22, and it says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouse shall suddenly be found empty. These stores are going to empty out. We've seen it before. They did the simulation during the scandemic. Only this time it's going to be real. Okay, so this is not going to be a plaything here. Okay, when you can't buy food anymore, it doesn't matter if you have the money. Okay. And those of you right now who are experiencing it out there, or the people who are experiencing it out there right now, if you can't afford to buy food, and you're actually going through a famine, okay? You're actually going through those famine. So that judgment is already upon you, okay? And it says, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man hear it, they shall suddenly be afraid, which is that trumpet. We are bringing out that trumpet right now, okay? These newscasters are going to bring out that trumpet when they go and they show you the images of empty food stores and people fighting and scrambling over it like that. See, again, there's not going to be any peace. You're going to fight, okay, whether you want to or not. This is what's going to take place here. And it says, at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. How do you deal with your enemies? You don't like them, you want to get rid of them, you want to delete them, and this is how you are going to turn against your friends. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. So your whole dependency, your spirit is in this world. The ways of this world, the continuity of this place, all the lies that comes from the mouth of the doggone devil himself, Esau, the so-called white man. Okay, now you find yourself in conflict, and there is going to be no resolution to it, okay? Because the only resolution is what you see going on right now, which is what? You have the prophets that are on the highway and the Bible and the unicorn, okay, giving you the warning of things to come. Because why? This is the time of prophecies, okay? Let's go into the book of 2nd Esdras again, okay, stand with chapter 15. Okay, and starting with verse 14, it says, woe to the world and them that dwell within. You have your mind set into this world. You think that there's a future in the back of your mind. You don't think of, boy, this is going to end real soon. See, we live in the spirit, okay, of sadness, okay? We're not in the spirit of mirth. Yeah, we function on a daily basis, but at the same time, too, in the back of our mind constantly is the fact that this can end any day. That's why I brought it out in many times in these scriptures where it says, suddenly, tomorrow is not going to be like today. Today is Monday, August 21st. August 22nd could be a nightmare as far as we know, okay? And it says, for the sword and their destruction draw it nigh, and one people should stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there should be seditions amongst men, and invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes, and the cause of their actions to stand their power. Okay, nobody's going to listen to the second lockdown. Okay, the MIF, okay, because that's a damn man that Bill Gates is married to there, came out and sat on the couch with him and said they're gonna pay attention to the second lockdown. Why? Because they already have things in place right now for those of you who bow down the first time. Okay, when they press the button or whatever means or whatever technology they have is going to execute exactly what they were looking to do. Okay, so it's not going to be a simulation, it's going to be for real. And it says a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to. Why? Okay, you can have section off your gangs, okay, you're going to have martial law, you're going to have the cops, you're the National Guard, okay, you're going to have people who are saying, I claim this is my territory. Okay, all of that's going to be going on. So this is going to be hell on earth here in Great Babylon, America. It says, for because of the pride, the city should be troubled and the houses should be destroyed and men should be afraid. Why didn't it say women? See, the Bible is very masculine, okay? So all that bullshit with women and feminine power and all that crap is going to go out of the damn window, because the Lord is not dealing really with you women. You women are going to be, okay, you're going to be collateral damage of all the things that's going to come through as the weaker sex, okay, and the weaker vessel, okay? You're going to find out real soon what nightmare really is all about. Let's go in the book of Isaiah 19 and start verse 1. It says, the burden of Egypt. This place is known as spiritual Sodom in Egypt, and we know why it's called Sodom. Okay, behold, the Lord Yahweh shall ride upon a swift cloud and shall come into Egypt, Great Babylon, America, and the idols of Egypt should be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Why are they going to melt? Because, again, sudden destruction. Suddenly there's no food. People are turning on each other. Wait a minute, what happened to all of this melting pot? Okay, let's get along type of thing. Okay, no, it's going to be all out, blown out race war. Okay, everybody against each other, even in their own household. And it says, and I will set the Egyptians against Egyptians, you crackers against crackers, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom, which is going on a global scale right now, as we saw the U.S. send two division of special forces over there in the Middle East and out in the Pacific. Okay, so they're preparing right now for what is going to be eventually World War III, which is going to start off gradually and then eventually escalate to the point where when Yahweh Mashiach return, they all turn and fight against him, which we know how that situation is going to turn out. Okay, and continuing on, it says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charm. See, again, notice that they're not seeking to the Most High, Yahweh Shemashai. They're not seeking to Yahweh Shai Mashiach. They're seeking to what? Sorceries, magic, okay? Those who will come out and those who could predict what is going to happen next, okay? Predict instead of what is actually written in the prophecy, okay, which is going to happen next, which is what? The complete and utter destruction of Great Babylon, America, okay? And the ultimate enslavement of the so-called white man, okay? Esau the Edomite, okay? And it says, and to them that have familiar spirit and to the wizard, and the Egyptians will I give over to the hands of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, said the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Shemashad. We believe that the next president, which is going to be Donald Trump, okay, who is Nero, okay, Nero Caesar, okay, is going to be the last president. And this actually came from the mouth of the elder apostle Taha this weekend, okay. Believe that this man is going to be the last president here. And if you go back and you read about this man, okay, we know that Trump is the reincarnation of Nero, okay. You know how cruel this man was, and he's coming back, and we've seen videos of this man speaking, okay, of proud things and great things that he's going to do, which is what, take back the street, get rid of the migrants and all that stuff, which is that war against Yasharala Israel, the so-called Black Americans and Latino. But also it's going to be also significant in the fact that, you know, the Egyptians against Egyptians, where, you know, you get the Russians against the Americans and Europeans and so forth, and this place, the whole earth is going into chaos. Okay, so there's not going to be get along anymore. Okay, peace is never going to return back to the earth until the Mashiach returns and destroy the wicked. Okay, that sons of perdition. Okay, the one that ride the red horse and take away peace from the earth. Esau, the so-called white man. Okay, who's nothing more but an ancestral child that has been given the great sword to rule this earth and utter wickedness. But that's going to end real soon. Let's close with the book of Matthew 24, and it says, all these are the beginning of sorrows. See, if that doesn't give you nightmare, okay, I don't know what else will give you nightmare, because all of these are the beginning of sorrows. Okay, now I can go up a little bit further, Matthew 24, and starting with verse 6, and it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars which you hear, and see that ye be not troubled. He's talking to the elect, okay, the hopefully elect. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and that includes tribes, and kingdom against kingdom, and there should be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. We've seen pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Hey, California just had a couple of earthquakes just the last 2 or 3 days, okay? And it says, all these are the beginning of sorrows. This is the beginning of sorrow. So imagine when the sorrows really come down, okay? Because you still have Jacob's trouble, you have World War III, you get the return of the Mashiach, which they're going to fight against, and he's going to decimate them. And then you got the 1,000 years of enslavement, okay, of these 17 other nations, okay, that have persecuted and oppressed the children of Israel, us so-called Blacks, Americans, and Latinos. So payback, gonna get it, okay? So Lord willing, you will edify. I'm going to close out and give all glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushai Ba'Shem, Rakakadash, double on to teachers, elders, and apostles, great Muslim, and likewise, brothers, so they're putting this truth, faithfully, fearlessly feeding the sheep, and to you, brothers and sisters, tuning in. Shalom. You're gonna fight, people.